extra. Gina squared. Next level, Gina. Gina Brogan. So, it's almost bike time. And then it's going to be lake time. So I'm going on the bike today. I'm going on the lake today. Yesterday, I went to Dillon Beach and had an amazing next level time. I went to, first of all, FYI, yes, I placed the order for my Tesla, so extra. And I had a fabulous day yesterday, driving out to Dillon Beach to do some recon for my retreat that's coming up in October. And you only get to come there if you're ready, if you promise. You have to sign a contract. You have to sign a binding contract that says, I will be open to my extra. I will be committed to my extra next level self, because that's the only way. That is one of the very most prices of admission. You must commit to your extra. So what does that even mean? What does that even mean, Gina? Okay. Well, first of all, this has been coming up. This is coming around. It happened to me very, very recently when I caught myself shutting down my extra because some people in my field were uncomfortable with my extra. And do you know what I did? Instinctively, I turned down the dial. I turned down the volume on this. On my magic, I put the lid on my magic. And do you know what that does when you do that? When you put the lid on your magic and you shut that shit down, that closes your life force energy. And if you are choosing to be in a situation that keeps shutting down your magic, then I suggest you ask yourself a few questions like, why? Why am I doing this? What am I afraid to lose? Why would I defer to that person's discomfort and shut down my light? My light is actually here to shine so bright, and it starts right here in my heart. There's this little tiny spark that started up in my heart that I found after years of shutting it down, after years, I mean decades, decades of saying, no, be quiet, be little, be small, don't be noticed, don't be noticed. If you're noticed, bad things will happen. And then when you shut that shit down, bad things happen. You lose your energy, you accept and tolerate and settle for shitty ass situations and relationships and jobs and lives. And that is very, very dangerous to a radiant divine feminine goddess. It's dangerous to the world. It is dangerous to your children. It is dangerous to your community to accept that life that says, you better behave, you better stay in line, and you better believe in the things that I believe in, because if you don't believe in the things that I believe in, then I won't support you, take care of you, like you, be your friend, all the things. And I'm going to tell you what right now, guys, that is actually the opposite way to stay safe. Because when you shut your shit down, then you're not able to be in your divine feminine goddess extra energy. That is what actually protects the people in your family, protects your children, and helps them become their most amazing, ridiculously radiant selves. So it is a call right now to you to look at where you are saying, ooh, I better be quiet. I better not say that thing. Or worse, I better be like, oh yeah, I'll tone it down. I'll be quieter so that I don't make you uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you what, if you do whatever you need to do to get into your extra loud net energy and to say, oh, this is where I'm, and you feel yourself becoming more into yourself, and you feel yourself feeling normal again, and saying, oh, this is what it's like to let myself express from my heart, my truth, my extra fabulousness. And when you start to tap into that magic, when you actually start to feel it and let it out, nothing will ever feel the same again. And I'm telling you, you guys, it is so important for each and every one of us women to say, I get to be extra in whatever that means to you, whatever that means to you. And some of you won't even know until you start to do some quiet time work on yourself. You start to get to meet your soul, reintroduce yourself to your soul. And so, like I said, yesterday was extra. It was super extra. The energy was lit up like a firecracker. It was so crazy. I mean, most of the time, my energy is really, really lit up, right? If you know me, if you spend 10 minutes with me, you know that this is how it is with Gina Brogan. And we were so on the same page. Last night I wrote, oh, I love it. Extra as fuck. Yes, we are so on the same page. We speak the same language, and we are fully allowing ourselves and to be extra as fuck. And the more extra as fuck we allow ourselves, we light the trail for others. We are blazing a trail for the people who are like, can I do it? Can I actually be the version of me that I want to be? Like the fullest version of me being around Gina Brogan. Yeah, it is a different vibe. It's a totally different vibe. And for some people who just aren't quite ready for it, it will be like, I'm not really sure I'm ready for that because it's a lot. And what I realized is I have to just let myself be a lot. And for the people who don't quite like get it, that's okay too. They don't have to get it. But I can't dim myself in order to make them comfortable. So anyway, yesterday was so magic. I went to Osmosis Day Spa, where we will be doing our half-day excursion on our retreat in October. You guys are not going to believe this whole entire experience. It literally is going to change your life. Okay, I wanted to talk about this too. I will talk, Marilyn Monroe. Can we talk about Marilyn Monroe? Okay, Carlene, I don't know if you've heard this story, if you're still watching, but Katrina Ruth, in one of the courses I'm in of hers, one of her trainings, I remember she was like, told this story, and I told this same exact story to a client of mine today. This morning, she was like, I want to go to this thing, but I keep telling myself all the reasons why I can't and why I shouldn't, and all this BS excuses keep coming up. And so we did some work around it. And what I told her to do is, first of all, you all know Beyonce, right? We all know Jay-Z's wife, Beyonce. And we know, what is her name? I don't know, Beyonce Knowles, whatever her regular name is. But how does she become Beyonce? She has to tap into her alter ego, Sasha Fierce. And so she has this like, oh yeah, I'm going to become Sasha Fierce. And what that does, and if you need to do this, this is a really great thing for you to practice. Give yourself that Sasha Fierce name. Give yourself that alter ego name until you're ready to just be like, okay, I'm next level Gina. Like, I don't have to give myself even an alter ego name. I get to tap into that energy just as I am. But that doesn't matter. That's beside the point. The point is this: you tap into your inner Sasha Fierce. You give her a name. And what that does is it's like a scaffolding. It's like oh, well, this isn't me being all extra. This is Sasha Fierce. So I can go out on stage and be Beyonce, right? I don't have to embarrass myself. It's not really me putting myself out there. And that's a scaffolding. That is a thing that you get to access that energy. Here's the thing, it's in you already, but if you have been told and reminded and you learned a lesson that it wasn't okay to be Sasha Fierce or Beyonce or whatever, then you might need this step to go, I'm going to now become that version of me. And something happened to me. I don't know when it was, but I remember I've been, I do a lot of clearing work, a lot of journaling work. Like, why would I, the other day when this happened to me a while ago, I was like, why did I turn the dial down on being me around these people? And I'm like, And then some journaling came out, and this is what you get to do. This is the clearing work, right? This is the inner work. I remembered a time I was 4 or 6 years old. I don't really know exactly, but I can take myself right down to that scene. That scene had left a visceral imprint on my body, because I can go right back to it. I was in my house, and I picked up a guitar that happened to be laying there. I thought somebody left it there. I don't know where it came from. And I picked it up, and I started to play the guitar, like however a 4-year-old would play the guitar, by watching people. My mom used to run so many tangents here, and they're all important, so keep tracking. So my mom, in her Divine Feminine Radiance, she used to put on these fabulous concerts in the park. She organized the whole entire thing. She would gather all these folk musicians. This is back when I was like probably 3 or 5 or whatever. So 1973-ish. She would gather all these amazing musicians, folk musicians, and put a big stage and hay bales and do folk concerts in the park in our hometown, right? So that was like normal for me, right? And so I probably saw people playing the guitar, and I'm like, oh, that looks like fun. I picked up this guitar, and I started to pretend play at the age of 4. And my mom comes up to me, and she was like, oh my God, can you play me a song? She was so excited. And do you know what I did? I immediately just like, no, I wasn't doing that, because something inside of me did not want to be like seen or like be viewed as somebody who thought they knew what they were doing. I don't even know what it was, but it was such a response in me. I was like, no, that wasn't me. I was not playing the guitar. I was just pretending or whatever. And I just shoved that shit away, and I just like never picked up a guitar again until my 40s, till I was divorced. And I recently wrote another blog post or Facebook post, whatever you call it, describing not a similar scenario, no, not even close. Another scenario, but when I was in my late 20s and I was working in San Francisco, and had just started dating someone, and we were walking to work one morning, and I just start busting out singing. I'm like, "Whoa!" And he immediately was like, shut up, you crazy bitch. He actually said those words. And what did I do? I was like, I shrank inside. And then you can read the post if you want to know more about that situation. So anyway, as I am becoming more extra right now in my life, as I'm taking it to the next level, calling in more people, calling in higher levels of players, playing in a bigger sandbox, what's happening is there are things going, oh, Gina, I don't know if you should be doing that, and it's not the universe testing me, it's my next level saying, like, you want to be up here? Great. This is what's going to be the person who can handle this level. So we're going to show you a few things. How are you going to respond? Are you going to respond by going back to your comfort zone and go, oh no, I'll just stay over here and be quiet? Or are you going to own the stage? Are you going to own the stage? And this is the question you keep asking. You keep turning up the dial. You keep showing up. So the story, back to the story. Okay, so a couple things. My client who was having this trouble, and when you're my one-on-one client, FYI, we're in contact all the time. We're messaging all the time. We have a relationship. You are aligning your energy with my energy. And I'm going to tell you what, you guys, you can't help but have a dramatic change in your life when you up level and align yourself with people who are playing in the sandboxes you want to play in. It's just a fact, you guys. So anyway, I told her the whole Sasha Fierce story, and I said, who is she? Name and claim, because she's in the Next Level University. As all of my one-on-one clients are, they automatically get Next Level University, the master course, not the intercourse. Not intercourse, the intro course, not the introductory course. Anybody can get that. It's $47. Click the link, buy it, start doing the work now, and create that version of you who's on the stage. So anyway, she's already done this, and because in module 1 of Next Level University, the master course, what we do, we name and claim our next level selves. We name it. We said, this is who I am. So she named it, and so we were able to go right back to it. I said, just like Sasha Fierce, who are you? And she did a little journaling, and I said, what is the biggest fear? And so she sent me all these things about, you know, the BS excuses that she knew was just BS. But and I said, she said like this and this and this, like she listed like 8 different things that were like kind of blocking her from going to this event that she wanted to go to. And I was like, great, this is perfect. So now let's imagine that happening. Sit with that. All of that happens. Yeah, they think you're a loser. They're pointing their fingers at you going, what is she doing here? Who is she to be here? Look at how she looks. She's not worthy of this. Let's just sit with that. Let's just say that happens. And then, of course, she was like cracking up and going, oh my God, obviously none of that's going to happen. None of that is going to happen. And then she was able to go into her Sasha Fierce or whatever her name is, which I'm not going to reveal that to you because that's her business. And she was in a whole different energy state. She accessed her next level energy, and she was able to act from that. She shoved away all the BS excuses, all of that she was just pretending to hold her back, because this client of mine is literally like blowing up in her magic, and it is so ridiculous. But what happens is you will take a step forward, and then the old version of you will be like, no, it's too scary out there. Too many people will see you and they'll be mean to you, or they will abuse you, or they will leave you, or you will end up lonely and a bad lady, right? And when you have these real conversations with yourself that are not based in that version of you, but in the truth of who you actually are, then this version of you pulls you forward. And so anyway, she was able to access her version of Sasha Fierce, and now she's off doing the thing that she intended to do. So there's this amazing story that Katrina Ruth tells, and it gets me every time, and I'm like, God, that's so good. So it has to do with Marilyn Monroe. Yes, this all circles back to the title, where apparently, this is, hearsay. Apparently Marilyn Monroe, there she was walking down the street in New York City with one of her friends, and she's just being like a normal person. She's not being Marilyn Monroe. She's just like being a human being. And then she says to her friend, she says, do you want to see her? Do you want to watch me become her? And her friend was like, what are you talking about? Well, do you want to watch me become Marilyn Monroe? And her friend was like, okay, well, I'm not sure what you mean. And then suddenly, like, she just shifted her energy. She went into the deeper truth of who she is. And she became extra. She became Marilyn Monroe right before her friend's eyes, because I'm telling you, you people, it is energy. It is just your energy. That is the beingness, the trueness of who you are in your next level. And when you access it, you become it. You live into, you become the person that you are here to be. And you do it like by accessing it, and you grow your stage bigger and bigger and bigger. You light that spark, you find that spark. So everybody who is healing from some type of trauma, you've experienced pain in your life, and you have said to yourself, I am no longer that victim anymore. And once you say that, then you turn on that spark. You give that spark a place. You find it within yourself. And I teach you how, FYI. You find that spark and you feed it. You fuel it. You energize it. You pour emotion and energy and enthusiasm and excitement into that spark, and it suddenly starts. You breathe life into it, and then it becomes a wildfire. And if you practice this constantly every day, you start to practice and you become that next level version of you. You become Marilyn Monroe or whoever you are. Then you are walking up the ladder to your next level self. And what you're going to do is notice people around you who are not comfortable with the next level you. They're not okay with who you've become or who you are becoming. They will try and pull you down, and they'll be like, do you think you could shut it down a little bit? And they will let you know in whatever ways that they let you know that they're very uncomfortable with you. And if it's somebody you're in a close relationship with, and it's an uncomfortable, toxic, unhealthy relationship, abusive, if you will, even, you will notice that they are going to do everything to pull you down and say, no, don't leave me down here alone with this misery. I like it when you are down here and miserable with me. But you've already felt your inner Marilyn. You've touched that. You have poured some gasoline and lit a match to that spark, and you're not going back. And so what you're going to have to do, though, because those people are going to pull you down, and don't blame them, it's just human nature. It just is what it is. And it is giving you the opportunity. I can't read the comments very well. Oh, thank you. Hey, you spot it, you got it. I know you and I, we get to pour that oxygen into each other's fire and let it be spread like a crazy wildfire. And that is our job, isn't it, Carlene? That is what we are doing. So anyway, you're going to start to connect more with people who are lighting the world on fire, and connect less with people who are in their victim consciousness. And you're going to go, I need some of that. I need to be in that energy. And what you're also going to do is you're going to hire them as your coaches. You're going to go to their seminars, or go to their churches, or go to their retreats, or do anything you can, buy their courses. You can do anything you can to be in the proximity of those people. That's why people go to concerts. Have you ever been to a concert? Whether it's U2, AC/DC, Britney Spears, what's her name, Beyonce, Jay-Z, anybody, and not felt something that is unworldly, where you go out of your mind? That's what those people do. They bring you to a whole new level of consciousness. That is what happens when you start to surround yourself with greatness. Because whatever feels good to you, you see it. Like I say, you spot it, you got it. If you see somebody who lights you up for whatever reason, it doesn't matter what reason, any reason where you go, that's interesting, and you hold on to that, you spot it because you have it inside of you. And you will feel the elevated energy. Right? 1,000,000%. It's so true, isn't it, Carlene? You know exactly what I'm talking about, because you too are blazing a trail for people, and you're holding up the flame and walking through the dark forest, and people are following you. They're like, I want what she's got. I feel uplifted in her presence and energy. And so you're going to try and get more and more close to that person, and you're going to spend more time there, and you're going to start acting in a whole different way, and you access your higher level self. So there was another thing I wanted to say about this. I don't know what it was. Anyway, so I was in Dillon Beach yesterday. First of all, we stopped on the way in Freestone, which is where Osmosis Day Spa is. And you probably don't know, anybody who doesn't know Northern California like the back of their hand like I do, then you wouldn't know where this is, but it doesn't matter, because when you arrive in Sonoma County during our retreat in the airport, well, I'm going to be picking you up, and if the timing is right, if it gets here in time, which it should, I've ordered my Tesla. Hopefully it will be here before then, so I can be picking you up, or my driver can pick you up in my Tesla and drive you to our Dillon Beach retreat house. And so we were just at Osmosis doing some contract deals with them and talking about, the event with them and organizing that. And then we went out to Dillon Beach, and we had this amazing lunch overlooking the ocean. And then we went and played on the ocean, and then we went and checked out the house a little bit, and we were just fully immersed in the energy of, yes, I bought a Tesla. I mean, it hasn't arrived yet. Yes, can you believe that? I know. I mean, this has been on my vision board for a long time, and I've got more news to tell you about. I think this might be the first in a long line of many Teslas, because I've actually got a plan that, well, we'll just see how it unfolds. Not going to say too much, but yes. Oh, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah, we're picking you up. If not in my Tesla, then, well, I'm not going to talk too much about that right now. Drive you out to this luxurious, gorgeous home that I have found. I have scoured, I tell you, the coastline for the perfect place. And this home is perfect. And so we're going to be doing daily next level workshops with yours truly. Like, I'm going to be taking you through all the activities and the practices and the journaling and the energetic uplifting workshops with me live. You're going to have a massage. Well, we're going to have a whole situation at Osmosis Day Spa and Sanctuary. Go check it out online and look at what I'm talking about. And then, of course, private chef prepared, gorgeous, delicious, nutritious meals prepared for you. You don't lift a finger. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to organize, shop for, cook for, clean up after, or even serve yourself. It's just placed before you, because I am creating an environment and an experience for you to be in your divine feminine goddess receiving. I am taking care of energy. So therefore, all I have to do is access the magic within me and let it grow, accessing that spark. And we're going to pour fuel on that spark that's inside of you, and it will grow into a raging wildfire. And then we're going to be hiking to the beach, and we're going to be sitting in the hot tub, and we're going to be dancing, and we're going to be doing yoga, and we're going to be doing meditations, and we're going to have a full moon release ceremony, and we're going to have a whole sacred sister situation. And this is the thing though, there are requirements. Like I said earlier, you must sign a contract that says, I fully surrender to my next level. I will not show up until I fully will promise I am surrendering to my next level. Show me who I get to be. And I am dropping any victim energy, mentality, excuses, stories before I even show up. I am dropping it all at the door. It is no longer a part of this consciousness. And as soon as you enter our world, you have entered a whole new realm of consciousness. So these are the women I'm calling in. Isn't it so delicious and juicy? It is. It truly is. So, what is my point here? Oh, I'm calling out. I am calling out. This is my light. I'm holding my light, my warrior stick, and it's got a big fire on the end of it. And I'm saying, is this you? And if it is, you need to be here, and you need to show up and fully be ready to explode into your next level consciousness, where infinite possibilities are happening for you. Infinite, I tell you. So it is so magic. It is going to be so incredible. And we really need to call in exactly and only the women who are committed to tuning into their next level. It's got to be a commitment. So, any questions? Message me for details, ask me anything, and tap into that next level version of you who's already there in the sacred sisterhood circle. You see yourself there. You see yourself surrender your victim mentality, your fears, and you say, I'm willing to explore my fears. I'm willing to lay them out before me and see which ones are needing to go, see which ones need a different level of consciousness to sort through and let go of and release and tap into the next level. Thank you. And now it is time for me to go on my bike ride in the beautiful, look at right there, out there on that trail. That trail is where I'm headed. And if you feel called to join us in Dillon Beach, which is in Northern California, it's a very different beach situation than Southern California. This is a cliffside situation. We are on the top of the bluffs, literally like right up against the ocean. And we have a walking trail to a private beach, a gorgeous home. Gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. And the views are full beach ocean views. And it is such an expansive environment. And the energy we are pouring into this is absolutely going to transcend you up into the next place, wherever that is, whatever your next level is. Your life will never be the same. So thank you for watching. It's time for my next bike ride, and then I'm going paddleboarding on the lake with my good friend. So do not let anybody dim your magic. Oh my gosh, it's time for all of us to step into the next level and be her now. Thank you.